really quickly. You guys can see it's dark, and I've got lights on, everywhere. And believe it or not, I've got lights on in this little office. Um, but I just wanted to go over some of those interview questions that I was talking about. Some of those questions, they're in the medical billing slide. You guys can take a look at that. But I just wanted to give you guys, a heads up when you guys are going on an interview. I did talk about some of those things as far as stature and, make sure you have eye contact, make sure you copy your resume, make sure you don't have any mistakes on your resume. We talked about, different things like that. But today, I'm just going to talk about some of the questions that I might ask, a potential candidate who is looking for employment, or somebody I might have pulled off of Indeed. So this person, depending on what they're doing, if they're coming from billing or if they're coming from coding, I give a billing test and I give a coding test. I did hear someone on another channel say to one of the YouTube teachers. I don't know. I call myself teacher coach, but they have different names for themselves. But I mean, they were very upset about the fact that I guess they were doing a lot of talking, and she says, you don't give any workout. But I mean, that's for a school. I mean, they're not paying to give workout. But I have work to give. I mean, if you guys want something, those of you watching this video, I'll send you some work to do. Because I'm still working on this video audio thing, and I'm in the Teams, and you guys know Teams drives me crazy because my videos come out strange. When I do them on my phone, they're different. But when I'm doing class, or I'm showing the students something, I do it on Teams. I used to do Zoom, but once the Mac crashed, they're all crappy. So, I want you guys to have, an insight on some of the things that you're doing. So in your medical billing book, make sure that you take notes in that book, because when you go for medical billing position, a lot of the questions we actually got them from the book. That's how I do. And there are some that I made up. I mean, I also have, a coding test that you guys can do. I think I have one that has 50 questions on it. Not your final test. I wouldn't give you guys that, but those of you who are on YouTube, just let me know and I'll send you something. But for this, I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can see this PowerPoint. You guys already have this PowerPoint in YouTube. It's under medical billing, but that PowerPoint, I think, is over 100 slides. So I just kind of took this out and broke it down so that you guys can see this. So let me see if I can go in and we can get the screen. We can get the screen shared. Let's see. I'm only sharing what's in the background so you guys can kind of get a look at it. And this is it. You guys have seen this before. This is the Sapphire class. This is the Sapphire class work that's in here. And you guys have seen this before where I use files for my work. And my girls go in here, the guys, I'm sorry, and they can pull out whatever they want to look at, especially if, somebody's going on a job interview. They better go in here and get something. Before you hit that job interview, I told you before, you make sure you search the company, research the company. They may ask, do you know anything about the company? What do you know about our company? Why do you want to work for our company? It's so many different questions that they ask you, and you want to have an answer. And don't forget, you still want to keep that eye contact. And always, try to have a question or two, at the end. Ask somebody, ask your, friend, ask somebody that that works at a corporate office or works anywhere, somebody in the hospital. Say, give me 3 questions that I can ask this employer at the end of the interview. Because you always get that. Do you have any questions for me? Of course you're going to get that. And I told you guys before, when I ask, do you have any questions for me? I want at least 2 questions, because I'm like, I'll be afraid that she won't say something to me when she's in trouble. I have to make sure that my team is united. You guys hear me say team us all the time. That's for for the staff too. So, that's why, those of you who are going for work, I want you guys to, be abreast on it. Because, it's not just billing and coding that we teach. It's not just billing and coding that we do. I want to make sure you guys are, number one, motivated. Take your training course. It doesn't have to be me. I don't, you can take any training course, but you still have to have that motivation and that thrive to get those courses and do that work and hit that goal that you want. And, this class is, we're also about, getting jobs, get the job, get hired. So, you got to know what you're talking about when you go in there. So, when you go on a job interview, I told you guys before, you're marketing yourself. So act like you know what you're talking about. Know your product. You are the product. If I want to hire you, I need you to do something for me. So, remember, when you come in there, make sure you know what you're talking about. I don't want to be like, okay, so she's not looking at me. Why isn't she looking at me? Where does she know what she's talking? She's all over the place. Focus. Me and you right here. So, just take heed to that. What I'm going to pull up right now, it is a PowerPoint. And like I said, this PowerPoint is the one that has your medical billing course in there. Let's see, Zoom chat, PowerPoint for Zoom chat. I don't know if that's it or not, but we're going to see. So I had it up before, that's why. So, and this is the same chat that's in your medical billing. Now, you guys all have this. Those of you who are in my class, you guys already have this in document form, and you guys have this in PDF form. I'm just doing this one just for the sake of this class, so I can show them some of those interview questions. And you guys too, because a lot of you that are in my class, you guys, I know you guys are working already, but some of you are doing other than billing and coding. I hope I can find that other test. I can put the coding link on the bottom. You guys let me know. If not, I'll send it to you in a message form. So let's just try to get in here. And you see some of these slides that we're looking at right now, you guys already have the slides that have the questions on there. I mean, I have plenty that we go through, when we're in a class. But these are the ones that I want you to see. And you guys can go through the medical billing PowerPoint that's already up there and look at that as well. That medical billing has, you can see this slide, that's the first one, says instructor bio. That's my bio. That bio tells you all about Miss Lambert. In that medical billing chat, you can see that. You'll be able to see that in there, and you can read, you can read about me if you want to. Okay, so right now we are at that slide, and it says medical billing because that's where I have these questions at, and these are the questions that we're getting ready to go over. And some of this, has to do with coding, but a lot of it has to do with the HCFA. You guys know that is the professional claim, and the UB04, or sometimes called UB92. So I might have a question and I might ask her, what is a HCFA? And I just said that's the physician claims form. What is a UB04? That's your hospital claim form. So, that might be a question. I might throw it out verbally, or I might have it in a test for her or him. So, if I say, give me the claim type for intern first claim. Give me the claim type for outpatient corrected claim. They're here. 132 outpatient corrected claim. Outpatient replacement claim, 137. So, I went to places, when I was younger and where I went for billing, they always gave me a test. I don't always give a full blown out test, but I do throw questions out there, at the potential candidate to see if she catches them. Those of you who are looking at this, take this down. And I mean, some of this is actually in your medical billing book. Okay. You're not on a interview, you're not going to get the actual sheet, UB04 or UB92 or HCFA. You're going to get, they're going to have questions for you. And these are called, revenue codes. So what if I say, do you know anything about revenue codes? And she goes, well, how? Got a problem. Because if she doesn't know about revenue codes and she doesn't know about hospital claims and she doesn't know, what those actions are, what those codes mean, If she has, what if she has to change it? What if she has to research and find out, what the lab code is, the revenue code for 360. If I say, well, what's the revenue code for 360? It's surgery. Okay. What if you have a multiple choice? If it's on a test and there are multiple questions, what is the revenue code, for a lab? You know, you see these things on hospital claims, 250 pharmacy, you know, a lot of times we're not prepared. We're not prepared. When you go in and you're having an interview, you better be prepared for everything. You don't know what they're going to throw at you. It's just like studying. I'm going to move this down a little bit so you can see. It's just like studying for a test when you're getting ready to go to an interview. And, make sure you have eye contact with this person. Some of these things, National Disease Control Drug Number, that's the NDC, International Control Number, documents, why the patient needs surgery. I'm saying document right here is, why would you need a document? Every time a patient has a surgery, there should be documents. There should be documentation for everything. CODIS, if there's no documentation, what? It did not happen. Absolutely. Referral, PCP, primary care physician, because that's where you got to get that from, right? Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Deductible. The patient is responsible for the deductible. Okay, because what if I say, who pays the deductible? The patient, right? Sometimes if they have secondary insurance, they have good insurance, they might pick it up. But they're going to say, no, she's got to pay that. Co-insurance. You might have two insurance. The husband might have insurance. You might be primary, you might not be. He may be primary, right? Copay, you all know what the copay is, right? So if I say, what is a copay? What are you going to say? Patient responsibility. That's good enough. If you say patient responsibility, that's fine. And that's a rule that the insurance company makes. If the patient has a copay, then that's what's in their plan. Okay. UB is unbilled. Okay. CMS is 1,500. So 1,500 claim from, that's the HCFA. That's just the CMS 1,500. Right. So if I say, what is a HCFA? A CMS 1,500. Okay. So, I would be good enough with that. But I want you to make sure that you pay attention to these things. What is a referral? A referral is a document that you get from your primary care physician, right? That's what I'm talking about. I want you guys to make sure that, even though you're doing your work, you have the book. You have the book. And I told you guys before, I did get my teacher resources. So I have them for everything. I had the old ones, but now I have all the up to date, all the new ones. So you guys did want some of your stuff upgraded for medical terminology, which is fine. I have the new book. So even if you don't grade it, that's fine. You guys can give it to me, because I think the odd or even numbers is in the back of your book. I have the teacher resources. I'll go ahead and grade it for you if you want to. Okay, so let's get back to this. So UB04 hospital claim form, this is just continued. If a service is not covered, do not report it on the UB. Present on admission, what's POA? Present on admission. If a service is not covered, or a service that you think is not covered, the patient should have signed a what? An ABN, because the Medicare may not pay that, right? Okay, good. UB04 box 58. Okay, I'm just telling you, tell me what's in box 58. And there's a claim form in one of your courses. I think it's a medical bill, and see if there's a claim form in there. It's not on, I don't think I put it on the PowerPoint. Maybe I did, but I know I gave it to you guys in a document. If not, let me know, I'll give it to you. FL location 250 lab. We saw that on the other one. If there's no claim on file, do you submit it right away? No. What is MUE, Medicare units? Edits. I must have forgot to put units in there. Okay, let's put that in there, because that should be in there. Okay, so, and you guys can always pause this. And this is just stuff that I'm throwing out there so you can be aware of what somebody might ask you when you are on an interview. Most of the time, these are the things that I ask. If a claim was paid and there was money left, what do you do? No. Can you see that? I'll read it again. If a claim was paid and there was money left, what do you do? If the patient had, let's say the patient has something else outstanding and it comes from the same insurance company and the claim was already paid, you can move that money to another outstanding balance that the patient has as long as it's billed to the insurance company. Yeah. And a lot of times if we get an overpayment, I'm not going to tell you to keep the overpayment. You're supposed to return the money when it's under that circumstance. But there are circumstances where we hold the money and we have to make sure that the patient still doesn't owe any money or the insurance company doesn't owe us any money. So we get to move that money around. Oh, we posted that to that, or that money stays right there. Okay? That money stays right there until we make sure that there's no outstanding money. That's what we do in my office. Now, there are some offices that they don't return money at all. Okay. But, after we do our due diligence, we find out. Okay. So in another case, you're looking at the EOB. So we already know that. You look at the EOB, and just in case something was paid, if something was $100 and they paid $50, we're going to adjust that money, right? Give me an adjustment code. What starts with an adjustment code when you have to write it off or adjust it, in the adjudication, right? Because the adjudication, that's the thing, that's the EOB. The adjudication is them telling you what they did with the claim. Right. But I want to know, yeah. That's right. CO. They all start with CO. It's coordination of benefits, but that's a calculation that they do. That's the beginning of them. CO, CO2, CO3. I said CO2. But that's how it starts. Okay. But in your book, you should have something in there. And I think I put some test EOBs in there. If I didn't, you might have one in your medical billing book. Then check to see the payments that was posted. Check adjustment. I'm just going down the line and tell you what you're doing. Okay, what is your personal experience about? Cash collection. Have you ever done anything like that before? Tell me which department that you like. I'm talking up top of my head now. Tell me which department that you liked, or that was best suited for you in your last position. No, y'all go ahead and type in. Y'all type in and tell me, we're just running down this. There's nothing, nobody can even see what you guys are typing. Just go ahead. Okay. All right. So have you had any personal experiences with EOBs or explanation of benefits, even though you work the front? Um, you probably just deal with maybe registration and you did your co-payments and stuff, right? Okay. So you may not have seen an EOB yet, but I know you're taking your course. Eventually you'll get to see those things. Okay. Um, mhm. Ashley, yeah. No, I mean you can write this down. I mean, you guys have this on doc already, so it's okay. I'm just throwing some stuff out there, but this is in it. Okay, so let's move on because we got to do this real quick. I don't know how long I'm in, but I don't want to be in too long. Okay, what is managed care? What is a managed care policy? What is HIPAA? I just cut it off. You guys know what HIPAA is. Okay. A managed care policy, United Healthcare, Aetna. No, I am talking about HIPAA. So that's a New York policy. I don't even think they have that anymore. I don't know. They still have HIPAA. They call it Advantage Care now, don't they? I don't know. But as you can see, I'm just pretty much throwing this out there. I probably haven't looked at this in a second. Okay, so what is CWF? Case with files. What is an ABM? We just went over that. Tell me what that is. We just talked about it. If a service is not covered, the patient needs to sign it, right? May or may not be covered. Okay. If the patient doesn't sign it, what? Then they're not responsible. If we don't have it on file, then we have to write that off. Okay, I'm gonna move this over. Okay, and when you guys get to this part, this is just, telling you about the process, and this is going to help you in medical billing when you go on an interview as well. This is given to the patient to read and sign because MCR is short for Medicare, may not I shorten it like that for Medicare. Somebody else may not. Okay, may not cover the service given to the patient before the service. We just talked about that. Right, the ABN. Yeah. ABN protects the provider. ABN must be signed or the doctor cannot bill the patient. Advantage care beneficiary notice. Okay. Hold harmless causes. You cannot bill the patient for anything other than a copay. All right, let me see what this is right here. So if I say, describe your skill set in detail, you ought to know this. So, even if I'm not going to tell you to make up, no, but even if you're just talking of something on your head, just make sure you know what you're talking about. Okay. Everything you know how to do and your experience. Okay. Even if it's filing, even if you were a medical biller or what, receptionist or what is that? We used to have medical records people. Yeah. Um, what do we have in here? Use an index card so you can remember what to say. Yes, you can bring those cards with you. On an interview, bring them with you. Look at them before you go in. Because if I say, when did you start your medical billing career? What school did you go to? What subjects did you take? What was your GPA? Yeah, I do. I ask that because I want to know. And that some of those things lets me know, if you are going to be consistent, if you're going to come to work every day. Are you okay working in a team, or do you work by yourself? Are you better working alone? When you get to that question, you better say team. You say team, do not say working alone. Even if you only like working alone, do not say that. Say that you like working, as a team, you like collaborating, you like group projects too. Say that because it's all about teamwork. If you guys are all working in one working in one session, you're all in the same department, you got to get along. And I want to see everybody getting along and working together and asking each other questions. Only way they're coming to me is after they go to their supervisor, and it's still a problem. And it's still a problem. Okay. So make sure you guys get along and make sure that you write these things down on an index card. Whatever, it doesn't matter. You're from your medical terminology or whichever book. I do ask a couple of medical terminology questions on a test. If I'm giving the test, they're going to be on there. What is PHI? Protected health information. And that's just so, all right. So tell me what PHI is. Just throwing that out there. Just to see if she's abreast on, medical billing. Like she said, what is HICFA? Healthcare Financing Administration. HCPCS, what is that? Healthcare Procedural Coding System. And it would be multiple choice. So just like you would do in AAPC, it would be multiple choice. I wouldn't give anything that's not, that you guys don't have in front of you, unless it's something that I know you should know. Okay, I'm just going to move this down a little bit so you can see some of this. I'll take this over here. I know that thing there is driving me crazy. It looks kind of big. I'm gonna shrink it down smaller. But describe billing payer experience. Blue Cross Blue Shield, Aetna, Medicaid, Medicare. Blue Cross Blue Shield will not make payment for an NP. What's an NP? Nurse practitioner. Claims get rejected due to the NDC not being added, National Drug Code incorrect. And I'm just throwing that in there just so you can be abreast on that. Okay, because I just gave you that on the other slide. Patient demographic incorrect, right? Claims going to get rejected for that. You got to make sure that that's right. So if I say, do you need everything on the claim form to be correct, including patient demographic? Yes. If patient demographic is incorrect, will the claim be kicked back? Of course it will. Okay. Sometimes last names and first names is not on the claim. Sometimes the patient first name same as the last name. Like my grandson, tell me, and you know at his graduation they still got his name mixed up. It's Sean Shaw. I know it's ridiculous. What? Why would they name the child Sean? I don't know. I don't know. I don't care if the father's name is Sean. They should have named him something else. Anyway, sometimes claims are rejected due to the occurring codes incorrect. The occurring codes are on where? It's on the UB92 or UB04. That's the occurring codes where the patient is. Yeah, look in there. I put a UB4, UB04 in there, UB92. And in your book, I don't know which medical billing book you guys have, but it's going to be in there. Okay. Why would a claim get rejected? Sometimes claims are rejected due to occurring codes. Sometimes claims are rejected due to incorrect name. Sometimes claims are rejected due to date of birth mismatch. Sometimes claims are rejected due to son and father having the same name. Okay. Sometimes the units are incorrect and need correcting. What are the units? What are the units? Let's say the baby's getting a shot. Right. See? Right. You guys, I know you guys can't see what she says, but sometimes you're getting a shot and it's just several different doses, right? One shot, two shots. Okay. It's just in the units. Like if it's a cold and the patient had two, they would say units one, two, or three in that box. Yeah. Okay. Or you guys can go online and type in HICVA. Please show me a HICVA. Okay, and then print it out, and then you go, please show me a UB92 hospital claim, and then you can see it. You guys know you can go online and do a whole bunch of stuff. If there's coding issues, look at this. If there's coding issues in there, who are you going to send that to? I'm not even going to fix that on the what's the face. We're going to leave it right there. But if there's coding issues, who gets that? The coders. The coders get that. Charge entry person does not fix that. Send that thing back to the coders and let them fix it. Okay. Medicare requires medical necessity. What is medical necessity? So if I say, if you're in front of me, so tell me what is medical necessity? And I've asked that plenty of times. What is medical necessity? The reason for the surgery. Why are you giving this patient surgery? Let me see your documentation as to why. Have you done all the workup before you giving this patient this surgery? The insurance company wants these documentations to justify why the surgeon has did this surgery. It's called medical necessity. Why was the surgery necessary? So if you're in an interview and they're saying, what is that? You better make sure you have a couple of things to say. Okay, don't shake. Just look at your cards before you go in there. MCD. What is MCD? What is MCD? Medicaid. That's short for Medicaid. Requires referring physician. Okay, on the UB. I'm not sure why I got the J way up there, but it should be at the bottom. Blue Cross requires CRNA to use QX modifier. What's the CRNA? I wouldn't give you that. That's just it's actually a coding question. What's a CRNA? It's a nurse. It's a nurse. Anesthesia nurse. Good. Y'all are on point. I know y'all reading your book. I know. It's dark outside. And you guys know I don't work this late, but I wanted to get this in and really just to let you know that we already have this in there already. It's in the medical billing PowerPoint. Okay. What is a denied claim for medical necessity? What is it and what do it do? Okay. What do it? That sound crazy right there. You know I gotta fix that. Y'all know when I go on these slides, I have to fix stuff. Okay. I would what? So this is if I gave you, if you're coming in on an interview and I'm giving you this on a sheet, it might be multiple choice. What would you do? I would query the doctor and request the medical records. Medicare or commercial wants to assure that the services was necessary. C, mid-level providers are reimbursed at a lower rate. Appeal the claim, right? RTP, return to provider. How long do you have to turn over an MCR claim and get it out the door? Yeah, I got it up there. It's 14. Okay. So you want to get it out the door and then and try to get it back in 2 weeks and try to get that thing paid, right? Okay, good. So when they say, what are mid-level providers anyway? What are mid-level providers? Non-nurse practitioner is a mid-level provider. Physician assistant is a mid-level provider. Right? CRNA is a mid-level provider. Okay. All right. Describe your RCM experience in your own words. We did this a little bit earlier, but I'm just going to give you some more. Okay. I might ask it. Anybody might ask it. Describe your RCM experience in your own words. What is E&M? This is for the coders. What if you're taking the code? So tell me. So you're just chit-chatting and you're like, okay. So you think you can work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday is okay with you? Okay. Can you tell me what E&M stands for? Evaluation and management. A service where the patient has an issue. What is NCCI?
The patient has an issue.
What is NCCI? Don't ask me why that doggone thing popped up like that. Okay. No, that's right. No, that's right. National Corrective Code Initiative. And I'll tell you, I got to go over that PowerPoint because I see so many errors. It's ridiculous. But I don't have to fix it to the point where you guys can understand what it is. Oh, this is a good one. Can you tell me what coding is? This would be on the test. Because I'm not going to remember all that, but this would be on the test that I would give. What is coding? The translation of written medical records into a series of numeric words to codes. Medicare provides coverage for 65 and over disability and end-stage renal disease. So if I say, what type of person has Medicare, who qualifies for Medicare? This would be on the test. This would not be something that I'm just going to throw out at you. I would have it on the test. Okay, so that looks like the last one. There are more inside the class. So in your classroom, there's more. Again, here's my email, and I have a couple of emails that are here, but I just wanted to come on and give you guys a little bit of a toasty of questions regarding medical billing and coding. In coding, you will get a test, and that's why I said, when you guys are doing the billing and the coding, sometimes the hospital will take you, even if you don't have it, because they'll give you about 90 days or so to actually get it. You still have time to study for that test. I do have a Q&A test in my book, Medical Billing and Coding Q&A. You guys go on Amazon, check that book out. There are a lot of things in there, especially that you're going to use on an interview. I would get that book. Those of you who are in my class, that book is free. So I uploaded that book in what do you call it, ebook form. So you guys already have that. And some of you who want to join my class, just let me know. I'll go ahead and register you into the class. I can't even remember how much it is. My daughter takes care of the prices and all that kind of stuff. But I think we had it at a discount of $4.99, and then it was $2.49. Then we moved it back to $4.99. Yeah, what is it? Okay, it's $4.99. So and you guys can have a payment plan too. We do payment plans. We do split on the payment plans 50-50. So the questions again, when you come in, I want to know, if what's on your resume without looking at it. If you look at the resume, that's fine. but I'm still going to be a little bit leery about what's on the resume, because if you've got to look at the resume, something ain't right. Something is a little bit tweaky, but I'm telling you now, before you go to the interview, practice, 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 practice. Like you guys see how much trouble I have always staying looking in the camera sometimes, because I'm used to looking down at you guys and then I still have to look into the camera just at the same time. So I don't know how I'm gonna work that out. But I got a couple of new gadgets. I hope you guys can hear me, and I hope that this team is so much better. At Teams, I have so much problems with it on the HP. The iPad and them, I don't have any problems, but I want to make sure that you guys are good with it. But again, check that PowerPoint out. I told you guys I'm going to take the videos off of Teams and they are going to go on YouTube. So you guys will have to go to YouTube to see the videos, okay? If you guys have any questions, let me know. Make sure when you go to that interview, make sure you copy your resume, make sure there are no errors. Don't do it like how I do with these PowerPoints. Okay, use Grammarly. I use Grammarly all the time, especially if I'm sending an email. If I'm sending an email when I'm at work, I use Grammarly all the time because my wording is like Ebonics. Sometimes I'm just talking. You can't do that when especially you're in leadership. You have to watch what you're writing. So I do use Grammarly, and you guys can use that too. They have a free version of Grammarly, and then they have a 1999 version. Some of you not sure what Grammarly is. Grammarly is like an app that corrects words that you're spelling. It corrects your grammar. So that's a great tool. I would definitely suggest that you guys get. No, I don't know, whatever you call that, selling, no, not sponsoring anybody. I'm just saying that Grammarly is a good thing to use because I've been using Grammarly for many years. But that's what I want you guys to do. So a lot of what was in here was a little bit of stuff, not so much, but I still want you to take stuff out of the medical insurance billing book and put it on index cards, because those things they may ask you, and also on the coding. The coding people, you get a coding test. You get a coding test. I've got one to give you if you guys want to kind of mess around with it, but make sure you have your CPT book and your coding books. Because I did take heed to what the guy said in that I don't know if it was a guy or girl in the session, and I don't know whose class it was, Miss Bowie, Miss Boo, whatever her name is, but I have a test that you can do if you want to test your coding. Just make sure you have all the books. Those of you who do have the ebooks for the coding, make sure that you get the hard copy for your test, because you cannot use the ebook. Okay, so I'm going to shut this down, and it's 7 o'clock. You guys know, listen, I post all videos at 7 o'clock. When there's some that I just want to get out there, which is rarely, I always post for the videos to come on at 7 o'clock. I've got one coming on in a few minutes. I don't know which one it is, but I think it's coming in a few minutes. So I'm going to jump on that. And then I'm going to put this video out because I want you guys to make sure that your resume is par. Find a template to do your resume in. Don't write so much, but write enough so that you yourself will remember what's on your resume. And remember, don't go back 20 years. 5 years is enough. 5 years is enough. That's all you need to go back. 5 years, okay? Don't fill your resume full of, tiny little words and but and don't do that. Take all those words out of there. Don't use those words. Okay. Use the Grammarly so they can give you the right words to put on your resume. Okay. And again, you guys can send me your resume. Let me take a look at it. I'll put it in my Grammarly, make sure everything is good with it. Make sure your margins is right. Make sure I would use Times New Roman or Calibri. Calibri 12 or Calibri 11. Okay. Don't put too much on it. Make sure you have your email and everything on, and everything is correct. And remember, those questions that I gave you, those are things that I'm going to ask. And that's just a sample. You can get most of that stuff from out of your book. Your medical insurance book will have a lot of that stuff in there. Okay. So I'm going to post this. I've got to get out of here and get into that live class. You guys make sure you're in there. It's 7 o'clock. So remember, the videos are posted at 7 o'clock. Subscribe to my channel. And you guys will get more. You guys will get more. Subscribe to the channel. Look at the videos. This channel is about motivation, training, and getting a job. motivation, training, and getting a job. Yeah, you're right. I know. Miss Lambert, that's your next thumbnail. That's my next thumbnail. You're right. So I'm going to see you guys next time. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to push this back up because sometimes I forget to push these things back up. And then I turn off and then I don't know how to do it. But before I did to stop the share, but I didn't mean to stop the share. I just wanted to put the thing up, but it did make a difference. Okay, so I'm going to stop this right now, and I got to jump on YouTube to answer questions. You guys get on YouTube. I'm on at 7 o'clock. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording. I'll see you guys again. Bye bye.